Going on, we're back. Before we get into it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the videos. So we all know, Gervonta Tank Davis. He just had his fight, and he was victorious over Santa Cruz. And obviously, after the fight, after him having the incredible performance that he had, all of a sudden the WBC, their what do you call it? The person that's in charge of their marketing or whatever, all of a sudden they had something to say when it came to the gloves, and tried to, basically say that something was illegal was done. And I kind of thought it was interesting the response that we saw from Gervonta Tank Davis and his team, and then if you compared it to, let's say, the response that you had from Tyson Fury. When we also know, obviously, after the Tyson Fury fight, him doing some incredible things that we haven't seen before, him having that kind of power, being able to put somebody down. People really got into the fight and starting to see what exactly happened in that particular fight. People noticed things that happened with his gloves. I guess you could say there were certain injuries that Deontay Wilder had in the fight where it was like, that usually doesn't happen. That doesn't happen at all. With a regular glove, this is not supposed to happen. You're not supposed to be able to have a dent in your head like that. Not to be able to split the inside of somebody's ear like that, unless certain things are done. Just like Miguel Cotto got certain injuries where it's like, nah, something else is going on type of situation. So, obviously there were pictures, I guess, that they're trying to put out there when it pertained to that situation. And then there was pictures also when it came to Gervonta Tank Davis situation. But when you look at Gervonta Tank Davis situation, everything was handled very quickly and swift. First thing was like, I didn't do that ish. I don't know what the F y'all talking about. I did nothing illegal. Everything was an up and up. What the hell y'all talking about? Right away. Right away. That was the number one thing. And then obviously the person kept going on and on. Oh no, this would happen, this would happen, due to the fact that a lot of different boxers came to the defense of Tank Davis, because they didn't see anything that was, that happened that was wrong. Obviously because they were very transparent during the whole situation, it was easy to prove it also. Because then all the videos started coming out. He had somebody like certain reporters that were in there, they were recording the entire thing. When the gloves were changed, with the commission right there, them, marking it. They had videos of when the gloves were even picked out to begin with, to show that, these were picked out before anyway. You had Floyd Mayweather also, who was doing a live stream at the same time as well. There was multiple people that were doing live streams in there. So you were able to see all different kind of angles. You were able to see the glove being, checked by the commission, that being signed, brass being signed, everything being signed. You were able to see everything done the way it was supposed to be done. Everything to the T, because they were very transparent about everything that was going on. So that whole situation pretty much got nipped up, boop, in a heartbeat. Real quick. Allegations were made and they were shut the hell down very fast. It's kind of ironic also because Floyd Mayweather, after one of his fights, people were trying to say that he did something illegal when he came after the Manny Pacquiao fight, that, he got the IV rehydration thing. Why did he get the IV? Why did he get the IV? He did this amount, and all of a sudden, as if they acted as if like the commission just came in there, out of surprise, and they checked him, and he was putting all these vials inside of him or whatever, it's doing something illegal. When it's like, okay, they got into his gated community without him knowing it. Then after that, they got into his house without him knowing it, and they went up to his room like, aha, which made absolutely no sense. And the Nevada commission was like, we don't know, why you blah, blah, blah. Try to almost insinuate as if he might have done something illegal, but they didn't know anything about it. And obviously, it was, they nipped that right in the butt. They had all the information from USADA that showed that they did everything legally. They requested for things legally, and everything that was put into his body was done legally. And they made the Nevada commission, the head, come onto to show the next week when they had the replay. They had him come on there and national television and make a note that Floyd Mayweather didn't do anything illegal, because if he didn't do that, there was going to be legal repercussions, and they didn't want that. And you kind of take those situations and you look at somebody like a Tyson Fury. allegation was made. You know, his team members have said, "Oh, these people are being sore losers and things of that nature." But the first thing that came out of Tyson Fury's mouth was, "Well, talk to the commission. The commission's what's go okay that stuff. They okay that glove." He didn't say, "I didn't do that. I didn't do anything illegal." What you're saying is BS. What he said was talk to the commission. And then we had Deontay Wilder come out in the last couple of days and say, hey, and actually make an accusation himself, saying these are the things that were done. You could see in a video Ricky Hatton pulling his glove down. So he could use that, so he could punch and use that. He talked about that. He said, the only way I could have gotten this injury is if you had this eggshell thing in your hand. And that's why the shape of that dent in my head is in this eggshell. He made drastic allegations. And Tyson Fury didn't come out, because, he has options he can do, because this dude is making massive allegations against him, defamatory allegations. One of the things he could have done was file a lawsuit, whether it would be in the United States, against Deontay Wilder, because these are major allegations. He didn't do that. That's number one. He hasn't done that as so far. Number two, he didn't deny it the second time either when this happened. What he said was, "Oh, these are all the different things that he's, accused, supposedly, lost because of. Oh, it's because of he was drugged. Oh, it's because of, these gloves. Oh, it's because of this." That's what he said. He didn't say, "No, I did not do that. What he's accusing me of, I did not do that. My left glove was on the way it's supposed to be on. It was on the way it's supposed to be on. I wasn't punching through the wrap, where the strings are supposed to be. That's not what I was doing." That's not what he said. He didn't say, "No, I did not have an eggshell in my other hand. And that's not what I hit him with." He didn't say any of that. The only things he said is that excuses, 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 excuses. All we're hearing from Deontay Wilder's excuses. That's all we're hearing. And now I guess he's trying to get out of this particular fight and go fight somebody else. He's walking away from a fight where he would get paid. It's 60-40 split. So he's getting 60% of the profits from what would be one of the probably the biggest fight, pretty much. At the end of the year, pretty much the biggest fight of this year, because it'll be at the end of the year. It would have been in December. It would be the biggest fight. And they said it was because of Deontay Wilder, because Deontay Wilder wanted a crowd. Deontay Wilder made it very clear he didn't want a crowd. He doesn't care about a crowd. And what's it called? Top Rank wanted to make sure, and Bob Arum wants to make sure there's a crowd so they can make that better money off of that. That's the number one thing. Number two, when it came to the particular date, had nothing to do with Deontay Wilder. Both ESPN and Fox have said, nah, that date, the 19th doesn't work. But like the Wilder said, hey, we can do it anytime in December or whatever. They want us to do it in February. You're talking about 8 weeks later, where you're going to make 60-40 split in a fight that's going to generate over $100 million, probably even without the gate. You're talking about pay-per-view in the United States and in the UK. Heavy pay-per-view. Not to mention those people who, who come in there to sponsor, the sponsors are coming there as well to promote their products. You're looking at a $100 million fight. But he's walking away from that. The same way he walked away from a Klitschko fight. He walked away from a Klitschko fight. That would have been the most lucrative fight he has had at that point in that rematch. And what he had did before was he had got caught, he had been caught using drugs, so he wasn't going to be able to do that for that fight, possibly. They're probably going to have checks and balances to make sure that didn't happen, and that without him having that advantage, they say he has mental issues. So obviously spooked him off in a certain way. He ended up doing he ended up having a 2-year ban, retroactively done because he hadn't fought in 2 years anyway. That's what happened with that situation. And now he could be put into a position where now if you were doing something, now you can't do it for this particular fight because the eyes are going to be on you when it comes to that. So how would that affect someone who quote already has mental issues or mental problems? Someone who his own trainer said, they took, padding out of the gloves, while he trained for training, so he would have the confidence, in his power when it came to the fight. Putting people that he's training against in danger. Others might say, hey, he's learning how to fight without things in that glove because that's what you're intending on doing during the fight. Because it was training for the fight. And his trainers admitted this. Yes, they did take padding out of the gloves, for his training. And then with the transparency aspect of it, you're talking about a fight where all of a sudden you click off the mic, you click off the camera, so people can't see what's going on in your dressing room all of a sudden, or you put something over it, so people can't see inside of your dressing room all of a sudden. Just wanted to show the difference. Same type of allegations. One you can actually clearly see, what's going on with the gloves. The other one you couldn't see nothing. Just dude looked like he had a bunch of pillows in his hand, and it turned out that's what really actually had, pillows that probably ended up saving Santa Cruz's life, according to Mikey Garcia. But it is what it is. Like, subscribe, share. I'm out.